YouTube should not leave Russia. YouTube, this is the last stronghold for free information in Russia. What is that? This is not occupying. You just tearing this country apart. The artillery of Ukrainian forces just destroying all the units and all this pontoon crossing. They just go to this commander, to the room where this commander sits, and just shoot him in the head. The Russian commanders are awarded for following orders, and the Ukrainian commanders are awarded for good moves, for smart attacks. How this is possible? They just it's so easy to get the weapon, to get the gun in USA. Hi everybody, it's Alex Grain. Today we got a lot of interesting news to discuss, so let's begin. Russian army has been defeated on the one big battlefield near Seversky Donetsk. Russian army tried to make this pontoon crossing 3 times on one place, and all was that unsuccessful. So they lost. Unofficially, one of the sources said that Russian army lost 1,500 people, but to the other sources it's like 468 people. But the mobile units was about 73 mobile units of Russian army was destroyed there. So we see how Russian orders are not successful on the battlefield. On this example, we see how Russian commanding is not good in this war, and then on the battlefield they just send in troops to the slaughter, just stubbornly sending these troops. They don't see that this is the artillery of Ukrainian forces just destroying all the units and all this pontoon crossing, and they still send in and try to make this pontoon. Because in Russian commanding, in Russian fighting, in Russian army, is better to follow orders, not think and make good moves on the battlefield, to think, to make these tactics, smart tactics, like Ukrainian forces do. They do this small mobile groups that just across the battlefield and going from the backs, from the front, from the sides, and by little destroying this Russian army and troops. But Russian army just go one big group of the tanks and forces and people. They're not spreading, not making the small groups, because the small groups just exhausting the Russian troops by these small attacks from the sides. And also thanks to the drones in this war are so big benefit for Ukrainian side. I don't know about Russian side, because there are not big amount of information about Russian army, about how they fight, what successes do they have on the battlefield, and how they do that. And we got good information from Ukrainian side. So we see how they use drones, and these drones is a really smart move. They focus the fire by footages from drones. They see the exact place where the vehicles is located, and thanks to the drones, they just fire their artillery. Accuracy is very good thanks to drones, and they just firing exactly to the tanks and other vehicles. So now Russian forces should decide not to use vehicles at all, because they got so much casualties of the Russian tanks and vehicles on this battlefield. So maybe they should just change the tactics. And this is the difference from commands of Russian army and Ukrainian army. Russian army just follow the orders. The Russian commanders are awarded for following orders, and the Ukrainian commanders are awarded for good moves, for smart attacks, for these tactics, for not following in just direct orders, because on the battlefield you should change the orders due to the facts that you see that how fight is going. But Russian is not. No, they just go and doing these orders. We got one case when Russian soldiers followed all the orders, and they got a lot of losses of people on the battlefield. Not this. This was several years ago. They just all again. The commander was just sending troops, just following the orders. And after that, after the big losses of people of Russian army, they just go to this commander, to the room where this commander sits, and just shoot him in the head. That's all, because he was so stupid that he could not change commands to some different, to just this flexibility. The commanders of Russian army don't have this flexibility in their heads, in their minds, how to change tactics. So the success of Ukrainian forces are very good thanks to artillery and the drones. Now they see everything that is going on the field, where all vehicles are located, where the tanks, and from the big from some 20 kilometers or more, just firing artillery and just destroying all the tanks. Also, Russian forces are so underestimate the forces of Ukraine. For the 3 months, they see how they're not succeeding on the battlefield in a lot of places. They success in something, they gain the territory thanks to big amount of army and a lot of equipment. But they got so much losses, and they so underestimate Ukrainian army that they think that Ukrainian army is a small country, not so powerful as Russia, but they underestimate, and this was their fault. This is why now they're losing so much troops. We will see sometimes later that they will need some new forces, new people, because now their fights are coming to an end. Now Russian army want to stay in one place, just got these territories. What they got these territories, and they want to hold these territories for next month, next time, and for the they just want to hold it and to defend. It's easier to defend than going for an attack to fight the forces that are defending. So they want to gain this benefit to defend. They want to defend Russian forces on these territories. But they need to regroup to get the vehicles, to get the equipment from other sides of country, other regions of country, in order to for good defending. And also they need new people that are not tired, because for 3 months they are fighting, and of course they are tired. They want to rest. Some of them got injuries and they could not fight. So the biggest part of Russian army is now near Ukraine or in Ukraine. So all the best people in army are there right now, and after this time they need to regroup. And what people will go there? All the best people in army are right now, and they got injuries and they're tired. They want to regroup, but they don't have this good quality people, military people to bring there. And the Ukrainian army, on the opposite, will get this equipment from USA thanks to Lend-Lease and others and other countries. They got the money. They will get. They have enough people. A lot of people in Ukraine want to defend, to fight. So they got a lot of good people. Maybe not, again, not so big quality, but the volunteers for to fight Russia is an enormous amount, so they don't need mobilization at all right now. There are a lot of volunteers. In Mariupol, 3 mobile complex was deployed to informate people on these territories that are under Russian occupied, under Russian army right now. So they translate Russian media, Russian channels, Russian TV to people on the occupied territories for Ukrainians, to get in their heads, to change their minds that Russia is good, that they are making good things right now, that all this for good and all this for people. But all this is lie, and we see they're using this technology that was used on Russian people in the country. Now they try to use it on the people outside in Ukraine to change their thoughts on the mind, and for these people to gain this side, the Russian side. There was a big shooting in the Texas. At least 121 people were killed and a lot of were injured. The shooting was at elementary school on Uvalde, Texas, occurred in the morning of May 24. Oh, that was terrible, and it was arranged by 18-year-old Salvador Ramos. How this is possible? It's so easy to get the weapon, to get the gun in USA. We don't see a lot of this events in Russia. We got some 2 or 3 for 10 years. So it's, and that was not big shootings as is in USA. We see like 2 or 3 people died. One was how much, a year ago or half a year ago. But now everything is pretty calm because Russian people don't have access to the guns. They cannot buy it on the shops or get in on the streets from somewhere. No, the only way to get the gun in Russia is for hunting, to get this license, and that's all. And other ones is for military and for police. So you could not just go and find easily gun. No, you're not able to do that. And I don't know which is better, because in USA you could defend yourself by this gun. You could hold this gun in your house and defend from the thieves, from robbers. In Russia you cannot. No, you cannot do anything if someone just go with a gun to your home. You're not able to defend yourself. You're not able to resist at all. But we don't have this terrible situation with a big shooting of people. Texas Governor Greg Abbott said the shooter was armed with a pistol and with a gun and possibly a rifle. The shooter barricaded himself in the school. Student and staff were evacuated from the school. As a result, Ramos was killed during the arrest. 18 children and 3 adults were killed in shooting. And also the shooter, before visiting the school, shot his grandma. She's alive but in critical condition. So in response to the incident, Joe Biden said that the authorities need to fight the gun lobby and introduce additional restrictions in the gun legislation. So what will we see? What would we see in the USA? I don't think that they would just cancel all the legislation, all the guns. Right now there are so much guns illegally in the hands of people that you cannot just by one law just get all these guns back. No, it's not so easy. So I think everything will stay in like it is now. Just people need to be more careful and be ready to that situation. I don't even understand how you could be ready for that, but you should train the children in the schools, the teachers. Maybe teachers should have guns in order to defend the children in school. YouTube should not leave Russia. YouTube, this is the last stronghold for free information in Russia. Thanks to YouTube, I could watch a lot of free and true information from different sources. But if YouTube leave the country or leave Russia, we will have this TV with no free information. I know that we could use VPN, but most of the people don't use it and don't know what it is at all. And we see that this information from YouTube in Russia play a key role in the conflict. All free media and all free information are in YouTube. There is no free media, no true information on the Russian TV. YouTube should just stay in Russia as it is now. Maybe it should be free with no, right now we don't see any ads in Russian YouTube, so Russian YouTubers don't gain a lot of money because there is no monetization in Russia right now, because after the conflict they just canceled all the monetization for YouTube. The only possible way to get is the donation from people, and a lot of people in Russia are donate money to these bloggers, to these YouTubers that give true information to them. And thanks for administration of YouTube for these words that the reason we are still working in Russia is that we believe in the importance of broadcasting independent news. An ordinary citizen of Russia can get free access to the same information that you receive. So thank you, YouTube, for staying, and you should stay no matter what. No matter what, stay in the Russia. We need you. We need you. In Kherson region, the dual currency zone was officially introduced in May 23rd, and we see how they telling that they don't need territories of Ukraine, that they will not occupy it, but they just making these zones for on Ukrainian territory where you could use rubles, where the Russian currency. So what is that? This is not occupying. You just tearing this country apart, taking some parts of the country, putting the Russian currency there, and you could just pay there. And little by little, you just taking these territories for Russia. What are you doing? You said that you were not occupying, that you are defending the people. Russian president said that he wanted to liberate the territories from the Ukrainian Nazis, from this fascist. This is ridiculous and funny because Ukrainians are not eating children, or not killing citizens, peaceful citizens. No. This is all false information for Russians, for Russian media. Ukrainians are good people. There, of course, are bad peoples in every nation. So you could, in every nation, you could see someone that is hating others, that want to kill everyone except his nation. But this amount of people is so low. It's maybe less than 1% of people are Nazi. So what he want to liberate from the territories from Nazis. So, and now he just put in this Russian currency and want to get these territories to Russia, just to connect it to Russia. So this should not happen. So Ukrainian army just defending and get those territories back, and everything will be fine. I think we will see that some month later, because now on the battlefield is protracted situation where everyone is tired, no one wants to fight, and they need time to recover, to regroup, to get new equipment, and we'll see this pause, and only small fights will appear in the next few weeks. We will see. So thank you for watching. Hit the like, subscribe for more, donate to the development of the channel, link down below. This was Alex Gray, and goodbye.